Tú quieres ser mi amigo. No puedo estar contigo, porque cuando te di mi pobre corazón, tú lo dejaste ir. Cuando llamaste ayer, la voz de una mujer exigiéndote me hizo comprender que sigue siendo el mismo. Y tú no sabes el dolor que llevo dentro del corazón, porque cuando te quise a ti, tú me dejaste ir. No puedo ser tu amiga, no importa lo que digas, porque cuando te di mi pobre corazón, tú lo dejaste ir. Y tú no sabes el dolor que llevo dentro del corazón cuando te quise a ti. Tú me dejaste ir. No puedo ser tu amiga, no importa lo que digas, porque cuando te di mi pobre corazón, tú lo dejaste ir. Qué bueno que te has ido. No eres enemigo, pero recuerda bien que aquel que siempre da recibirá lo mismo. Recibirá lo mismo. Recibirá lo mismo. Lo mismo. Recibirá lo mismo.
It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe on a beautiful Thursday afternoon.
Woohoo.
And today I want to thank Ebony for letting us play that song. I gotta tell you, if you are Latino, you hear that song, you gotta bring out a box of tissues because it's sad stuff.
Yes, I like the way you say listen to the lyrics.
Listen to the lyrics.
I don't understand the lyrics.
Well, you gotta listen.
Listen, Lucy,
You gotta
listen.
listen. That's all you gotta do. But today is Latino Thursday. Today is Thunder Thursday. You know what Thunder Thursday means?
What's Thunder
El
Thursday?
el treno. What is the thunder
Karen,
in
help him
Spanish?
out.
Huh? El trueno jueves. Jueves treno. Thursday thunder. Yes. Thank you very much. My English is not very sexy. But you know, the nice thing about today is that it's the charge to Friday. You get through the weekend and everything is nice. So we got some friends, some new friends in the house, which I'm excited for.
I'm excited. We've got a lot of new shows, old new shows coming back.
We have our friend from California.
Reinvented Life is coming back again starting next Monday, which is great because right in January, everyone is ready for this. I've been thinking about it. You've been working on it already. Everyone's health after COVID. It's time to take charge of your life. Russ even said it. He's back into the studio today.
He's another oldie but goodie.
He goes, my last shot, my next shot of making this right, of sharing the information. That's exactly what Pamela Chanel said to me today. This is my chance to make it right. My next shot to get the last quarter, to get my weight down, to do what I have to do. So I'm excited to have these old-time friends joining us again.
And we have Mike Valari doing Meet the Experts.
Yep.
He's another throwback coming forward. And we have Karen who's going to debut her show today.
I am so excited for Karen, our new host of Latin Hustle. Wait till you see your elements, your intro, your clothes, your logo.
Yay!
Are you excited?
I am super excited.
If she faints, it's your fault. That's what I gotta tell you.
Yeah, look how great she looks. She's done the work. You know what? It's her time to shine also.
That's right.
Thank you.
And we've got some friends. Karen's actually going to be doing an interview after this interview, brought to you by Coffee News.
Now,
So
this
wait,
is the stand.
wait for it.
This is the stand that you get. There's a wait for it?
All of our pages are gone.
Yes.
All
Joe,
of our
I need
newspapers
more,
are gone.
Joe. I need more. So Joe gave me a list of vendors that were at a food vending show that were all there. The coldest night of the year was 40 degrees when they were out there.
I think we have a transition, so
Is
let's
the
see.
transition in play? Play, 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 play. There's no transition? I guess not. She doesn't even know what a transition is.
This segment of the Brooklyn Cafe Show is brought to you by Coffee News. News to be enjoyed over coffee.
Remember Audrey did this?
This is going back a ways.
Call her Frenchie.
Frenchie. But Coffee News is here. We have another guest coming tomorrow for jerk chicken. I guess that's Jamaican or Haitian or something, but that'll be tomorrow. But today we're excited because Tito and his wife is in the house.
But this is what's interesting to me. Tito and Sylvia are in the house, the best gyros in the world, but yet they're Hispanic.
So what?
So I'm thinking I'm waiting for Latino food, or I'm waiting for some friends to come in that are Greek.
You don't know how they're presented.
So I need to find out the whole
It could be
storyline.
la presentación, right? I mean, you could take, what is the other thing you make? The patty, ¿cómo se llama?
Empanadas?
Empanadas. You take an empanada and you put it with some rice and beans and you got yourself a meal. So it depends on how you...
We're talking about pasteles.
Oh, pasteles.
Pasteles.
Pasteles, always in my house, pasteles have rice and beans attached to it. Or arroz con gandule, which is a
Yes.
different type. It's pea rice.
We had that for Thanksgiving, and everybody loved it.
They ate it. They even ate the tin. I don't know what
You know,
happened
if
to
you
the
explain
tin.
that to everyone, it's banana leaves, and everyone says, I need more. Russ, come on and have a seat.
Sit. You ain't gonna grow no more. I won't put you on. Just sit. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, sit for a minute. Relax.
Tell us about your food. You have a food truck, correct?
Yes, we do.
What is the name of it? World Best Gyros?
World's best New York gyro,
So, are you from New York?
Manhattan, New York.
En la cocina latina.
That's Spanish Harlem. You were telling me, right?
Yes, I was born in Spanish Harlem.
Did you know there was a Spanish Harlem?
I'm sorry?
Isn't that where
No,
you're
I'm
from?
asking her. Do you know where Spanish? No, I'm not from Spanish. I wish. I was from the South Bronx until it burned down. And then I went to the East Bronx, and then the West Bronx, and then the North Bronx. Now, he was in Manhattan too, Tito. You told me West Side Highway?
I grew up in West Side on 103rd Street, Columbus Avenue. Was born in Metropolitan Hospital, 93rd Street, Park Avenue.
Nice. It's good to be Tito, is all I can tell you.
And Tito is a conguero.
Which is, oh, yes, I
Plays the
know.
congas.
I don't know if Josh knows that. He said we have congos, he'd play.
He's a musician. He played with some throwbacks, some names. And
Yeah, I
stuff. So
started playing when I was 8 years old. 65 now, so I've been playing quite a while. Played with several groups, Luis Enrique, Andy Harlow, several people. Enjoyed it.
Now, when you were in New York, were you doing the foods?
No, sir. I was a musician in New York. I started playing in clubs when I was 15 years old.
How do you get in the club when you're 15 years old to play?
Back then.
New York, you get away with a lot of stuff when you're young.
You were a musician and that was your career.
That was my career.
What was that like, being in the music industry and just knowing every day you get to go play percussion?
It was a lot of fun. It actually, music is like, it's like a heaven to me. I get into music and then it's just like I just get away from everything. So when I play, it's a lot of fun, and then we call it a cura. It's a cure for us, Latinos.
How'd you break into the business at 15?
Well, I started playing with one of Tito Rodriguez's musicians' son. So they're the ones that trained me, and I got into the field. They took me to the company of LP. I met Mr. Cohen, the owner of LP Percussion. I met Ray Barretto. Actually owned some percussion drums that Ray Barretto owned. And I just took it from there. I started playing American drums when I was 8 years old. My parents sent me to school for it. And then when I hit 12, my sister bought me a pair of congas, and I took it from there. I learned on my own, and they trained me a little bit, and it's in the blood.
Changed your
And
life.
he's dropping some names. I mean, these are some players in the Latin game. This is not,
Well, you figure it's got to be. If this was your career, he had to make a living doing this. He has to be that good.
He probably is better than that. Who else? Now I need to know how Sylvia, how you got involved with this gentleman, and because at what age did you meet
We
him?
met here.
You
we
met
met
in
in
Florida?
Hialeah.
Hialeah.
Yes.
And when did the cooking idea start? He's playing.
I've been
conga.
cooking since I was 7.
So you've been cooking since you were 7.
Yes.
You had a restaurant? Do you work for restaurants?
I used to work for Chicken and Grill. I used to
Really?
be the chef for Chicken and Grill.
So now you have this going on.
And then I started doing catering from the house, and then he bought the truck for us to work on the truck.
How do you like it?
I love it.
I
You love
bought
the
it for
truck?
her.
And she's a good cook, right?
Well,
Well-
you're gonna try it.
I
met her like she said in Hialeah, and like 3 months later, she took me in the kitchen and was all over. And we've been together ever since.
45 years.
What they say, man.
45 years.
way to a man's
45
heart.
years.
45 years.
Yes.
There was a Hialeah 45 years ago.
The way to a man's heart,
Through the belly.
through the belly. So my mother always said, I'm like, Mom, but I don't cook. I know.
Now you go another direction, not the belly.
45 years ago in Hialeah, it was very different.
Oh, yes,
No,
it was.
we're not even going there.
G-Man is here. You know, when he laughs, he screams. So that's why they kind of like that.
Yeah, we've been married 45 years.
Congratulations.
So what is your specialty? What is it that you love making?
Everything. Rice
What-
and beans, arroz con gandules, yuca. That's my favorite.
Whoa,
yuca.
hold on now.
Oh, I made
She
the
sounds
best
just
yuca.
like
Can you get yautía?
Yautía, yes,
You can find it?
of course.
Oh, I'm going to tell you. You can't find it in Puerto Rico no more.
No, here you find it everywhere.
Everywhere. Uh-huh.
Yeah, down in Miami.
In Miami, that's the key.
I got to go to Miami.
Are you from Puerto Rico?
No, I'm Cuban. Born in Cuba, I came here in 1970.
And stayed in Hialeah ever since?
No, I don't live in Hialeah. That's how we met.
Hialeah.
We live in North
That's where
Miami
we
Beach.
met.
Where do you live now? In Fort Lauderdale?
North Miami.
North Miami Beach, Aventura.
Aventura.
So Tito, what brought you to Florida from New York?
The girls.
Oh, me? I'm
You.
sorry.
All the women.
My parents moved down from New York. My mother moved to. We first moved to Hialeah, and then we moved to Northwest section. From there, North Miami Beach.
So 45 years ago, you were young. Were you a musician here as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Where did you play here?
I played in a lot of clubs.
Yesterday's.
Yesterday's.
Oh my gosh.
Pete and Lenny's. Christopher's.
All my hangouts.
I can go on and on and on.
Those are all my
hold on,
hangouts.
So hold on. So Sylvia, let me ask you a question. He had a lot of like groupies.
Yesterday's Pete and Lenny's and Christopher's,
Too many.
all groupies.
He had a lot of groupies, huh?
Too
Did
many.
you did you watch him play when he went to the clubs? You saw him playing?
When we first started, no. I used to chase him around to the.
Really?
Yes.
Look at Tito's turning red.
Nice.
We were young. He was at 19. I was 18.
Wow.
Those are the places to be.
I want to come back as his shadow.
Oh my gosh, so much fun. 45 years.
Yeah.
And when did you get the food truck?
80 years ago.
Oh, so that truck has been working for you for 8 years? Mm-hmm. Wow. Tell us a little bit about where you take the truck to.
Okay.
We do a lot of events in Sunrise, Broward County.
Pompano.
Sometimes I'm in Miami, Pompano. We do Sunrise Civic Center events,
BB&T.
Broward County parks. Any private event.
You do any of the concerts like at Meisner? You ever get involved with like Meisner Park? Or,
Yes, we've
done
done
that?
that. Yes.
Well, I got to talk to you a little bit about that because Vic is throwing all these different concerts that are coming up, and I want to get in there.
There's one Valentine's Day up in Jupiter.
Yeah, but that wasn't the one that I spoke before I thought, because it's the one in April is the one that I wanted, not the one on Valentine's. Valentine's is a tough day. I mean, it's a good event also. It's up in Jupiter.
On
Maybe I'll do
Tuesday
that.
night.
Right, it's worth doing it. I got to see if I got a crew to go up there. Now that we have green chairs and all that.
We have green chairs now. Okay.
We have green chairs,
Yes.
which is kind of cool. Now, tell me, do you do octopus, pulpo?
No.
No. Do you do seafood?
No.
So far, I got 2 no's.
Well, she cooks it.
Well, I make
you don't
it.
She
sell it.
makes it,
No,
but
no,
we
you don't
don't sell
sell
it
it.
on the truck.
All right, so what do we sell? What do we sell on the truck?
We sell jarro lamb, chicken jarros, steak jarros, arroz con gandules, Puerto Rican pasteles, empanadas, arepas. We sell wings, chicken nuggets, popcorn chicken with fries, and
Empanadas.
veggie plates.
We do
Veggie
empanadas.
Veggie plates.
I think he's going to follow you around town now.
Why not?
I think you're going to be their next groupie.
Why not?
Exactly.
Well, you got, when you find a food truck, like I used to go to Atlantic Avenue when we were at iHeart, and there were 20 trucks lined up. And
Oh, yeah.
And they knew it was at iHeart. They used to go, Friday! They used to scream. Remember the DJs used to scream and all this. So they used to introduce me to other vendors, but I didn't like the food they had because it wasn't Latino.
Are you talking about Pompano Untapped over there by West Dixie Highway?
También,
That's where we used to work also.
but I don't remember them. What about Calle Ocho? You done Calle Ocho?
we did it one time.
We've done
It
Coyote.
gets crazy down there, right?
Yes.
I went one time too.
Too many food vendors with the same food.
Too many people.
Too many people.
It's craziness.
the
I think I
people
saw
too.
you there and I left with you because it was nuts.
All right, we're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, we're going to try some food.
Okay.
We're going to
sounds
talk
good.
to Karen, see what
Sounds
Russ has got
good to
going on,
us.
see else who is joining us from beyond, see what else we've got going. Give us a call, 888-994-4995, Studio A. It's time to have some lunch, and we'll be right back.
Known for his Art Deco Cubist style and compositions with dancing saturated color, Ken Bieberman has lived and breathed art his whole life. From the early 80s, he's influenced the Art Deco district of Miami Beach. Featured in numerous restoration projects, hotels, galleries, and clubs, Bieberman creates for everyday folks and celebrity clientele. He's also the proprietor of Art Repro, a giclée and scanning company in Pompano Beach. When it comes to scanning high resolution, size is not an issue. Professionally scanning art up to 10 feet and 64 inches in width, Art Repro utilizes state-of-the-art equipment. On quality canvas or paper, archival ink and printing mediums are put to use. Art Repro ensures colors are true and every nuance of the art is captured, including the canvas weave. Perfection is the priority. Contact artist Ken Bieberman today at 954-547-0095 or visit his website, www.artrepro.net.
Being a successful woman in business means having the courage to own who you are. We understand the challenges faced by women, and we are here to help. Our team is here to develop the best strategy designed just for you. Your path is unique, and with the right tools, you can accomplish your dream. From radio to TV, from podcasting to magazines, we create the visibility to amplify your impact in business. At New Dawn Media, we are here to help bring your message forward and help your business flourish. It is time for your message to be seen and your voice to be heard. Contact us at 866-224-5422 or brooklyncafe.tv. Your voice can make a difference.
Le Sorel Restaurant, home of the authentic Italian tradition, offers a large menu that consists of seafood, steak, homemade pasta, brick oven pizza, and homemade desserts including a wide wine selection. We also have the best bar in Boca Raton with delicious cocktails, homemade limoncello, cappuccino, Italian espresso, brandy, and other specialties, open every day with a lunch and dinner menu. For more information or to make a reservation, contact lesorelrestaurant.com or call 561-235-5301.
There is no way to ignore it. You hear it on the news, online, from your friends and family. What happened to my money? Whether it got hit by falling stocks and bonds, with the coronavirus, shrunk by a floundering 401k with low interest rates, and is riding the extreme ups and downs of the stock market with political elections. Many Americans are worried about their money and how they're going to retire. Help protect your financial future now and call J.D. Mellberg for your complimentary book from a leading financial firm that shows you ways not to run out of money whether the market goes up or down. This free book reveals little-known truths about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms that can protect your money for a lifetime. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report summarizing the rates and benefits of annuities from hundreds of top-rated insurers, helping you to find ways to get up to 33% more income in retirement. That's right. 2 books, both absolutely free, for calling J.D. Mellberg. Help protect your financial future.
Call 877-643-3015.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Nope.
And we're back. All right, you guys ready for some lunch? Let's say hi to Karen. We're going to serve some lunch up. All right, what did we bring today, everybody? Are we waiting for Sylvia to come back? We're going to wait for Sylvia to come back, and we'll talk to Karen for a minute. I'm very excited because we have been trying to get this Latin network off the ground for 6-7 years already.
Almost 8 years.
It's gone through a few phases and a few changes.
No, I tried to get this off the ground before I even met you. There's another 3 years embezzled in there. And it's been tough. So what I'm doing now is I'm doing machine gun deal. So I got Karen.
You might need another term.
No.
I got Karen. I got Audrey coming, also Spanish. And I got a couple other surprises. I'm going to put a lot of people involved in this thing. Karen's going to do an interview today, and she's going to be interviewed today at 4:30, and then she's going to flip the script at 4:30.
Who's interviewing her at 4:30?
Audrey.
Very nice. I met her.
Audrey?
Yep,
Yes.
absolutely.
So I'm working on the third because sometimes Karen has to work, sometimes Audrey can't make it, and this is what happens, and you lose momentum in this thing. And I want to make sure that everybody's on the up and up. But I didn't know that Karen was going to be here at 2:00. You got me today, because Tito and Sylvia can be interviewed in Spanish.
That's why we did it.
On the new Latin Hustle Network.
It's going to be fantastic. So are you excited?
I am super excited. I am ready, and I'm open to learning more and just helping in the best way I can.
Did you ever think you'd have your own show that you would be hosting?
Never. So I'm really excited for the opportunity, and I really appreciate it.
What are you hoping to, your mission?
I hope to just learn more and more to be more confident, get more people to come in and talk about the businesses, and I'm willing to just grow and get good at it.
Do you think Latin business owners are different than American business owners on how they conduct business? And
Well, I believe it all depends on the person, because there's the person, if their personality is very outgoing and they have a good spirit to them, you tend to gravitate towards more people. But some people that are more reserved, they limit who they reach out to. But I feel like the Spanish community, they're very welcoming, very open, and so I believe there's, a lot of growth that can be done within the Spanish community.
And I think the trust factor is really important. Karen's going to be great. Audrey's going to be fantastic as well.
Now, think back of all the hosts that we had doing Spanish.
I'm afraid
They were
I
like,
can't.
"Ay, calienta, blah, 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 blah." They used to speak real fast, right? She's the first one I've met who's a little bit more laid back, and she speaks slowly and clearly. Her elements were phenomenal because it was slow. Even Josh could put them together because it was slow. And she has this rhythm about her, which is what I like. She's not in a rush like all the other ones she used to have. They sounded like they had to go because they had to go get a bus or something. And they used to talk very rapidly. And that used to drive me nuts.
It's been a long time in the making, so I'm very
Well,
excited.
That's why it helps. So growing up, I was born in Colombia, South America, but being raised in Canada and learning French and English as well as Spanish, my ear just, I guess, Spanish was my first language, but then we learned English and French. So my ear takes a little bit more time to think about the Spanish, what I'm saying in Spanish, and even when I was speaking in French as well. But I have it, and a lot of people do say that it's very easy to communicate with me in Spanish because I do speak a little bit slower. I'm not like.
That's because you think in English.
Yeah,
Some of
I
them
guess.
do talk like that.
And what, that was an R you rolling? What was that? Was
An
that-
R rolling.
That was you rolling an
like
R?
when I go to Colombia, they call me gringa because I
don't roll
really,
your
when I
Rs.
speak in Spanish, I don't really have an accent. It's
doesn't.
neutral.
It's got like an English, but she's not American.
Spanglish.
But she's really not. She grew up in Canada, so it's kind of like a Canadian Spanish cadence in her delivery.
They didn't call you Frenchie in Colombia? 'Cause
No.
All right, so you ready for some lunch?
Yeah.
All right, let's check out and see what we've got going on the other side of the
all right, so
studio.
don't worry. Put the camera on us so they can serve the food. The funny stuff.
I think let's see what we've got first.
Oh, what do you got there? You got a camera on it? Oh, okay. What do you got? Oh,
Freddy.
Con gandules.
look at this. Is that arroz con gandula?
Yes.
And that's patele.
Lamb,
Lamb, who takes the sins of the world
lettuce
away.
and tomatoes, the pita bread, and some dressing.
Tzatziki sauce also, which is the main sauce for the gyros.
It looks delicious.
Oh,
We should just take an early break and get some lunch is what I think.
Well, no, let them do their thing and put the camera on us and let them do their thing so they can serve it. I think we got an idea of what's going on there.
So,
I had a couple of questions. Where's Teddy? Bring Teddy out here for a second.
You guys are going to heat this up?
Ellos lo ponen, we put it in plates and they can heat it up
Oh, there you go.
via los platos.
Yeah.
Going to do their own thing.
Do their own thing. Where's Teddy?
And I'll send Teddy out because we've got a big show announcement, which
We
I'm
do.
excited
Where
about.
is she?
Russ is going to get her.
Teddy, get a mic. It's funny because I had a question for Russ, and I have to say it through Teddy because
Teddy's like
He's
his
like a
translator.
ventriloquist.
He's like, shoo.
we have a new show coming out, which isn't new. It's been in the books, but it's coming back. and it's Lights in the Night with
You don't want to sit down, do it? No.
with Ross and Teddy. And I had a question. Can Latinos be aliens?
Here,
Can
Bev, have-
Latinos be aliens?
Bev, you sit right there.
Can Latinos be alien?
Anybody
So
can.
it doesn't matter who you are, you can still be what we're defining as a foreign substance, an alien.
You'd be contacted by them.
Contacted.
By them.
So is there anything walking among us?
Many. But
Good catch.
You go ahead.
Nice save. He saved the camera.
There are many. Many. Because I probably dated half of them.
They walk among us. They could be anywhere. You get just like.
And is there a male-female species to these aliens, or is it one unisex? Some?
Some species, yeah.
Oh, I've been thinking about this all night. I've been up since 4 o'clock in the morning thinking about it.
You think you're an alien?
No, but I know aliens.
You don't think you are?
No, I know. You see G-Man?
I know we know aliens.
You see the way G-Man laughs?
Yeah.
That ain't normal. That ain't
He's like
normal.
Men in Black.
Oh my God. Black
He's
and
like,
blue.
He's like, well, yeah. He's one of the
G-Man, when he laughs,
You're
the
like,
whole
you think
room
you're an
fills
alien?
up.
Probably, yeah. I know I am.
See? Some people even admit it.
I know I'm an alien.
Now, the show is going to be airing on Monday nights?
Yes,
8
Monday
o'clock?
nights at 8 o'clock.
Starting in February 6th, right?
Starting February 6th, we're going to do Lights of the Night on radio, on YouTube, on Facebook, everywhere, and on lightsinthenight.com. It will be also there.
And what are we spotlighting, Teddy, during the show?
We are going to spotlighting alien existence, life expansion, and just the history and everything that's happened that we didn't know about but will be coming out in the next 5 to 10 years.
I saw that he sent an article.
Yes.
So I took it upon myself to do some research last night. And my man, we got things to share about what's going on. And if you have a question, or you saw something, or you even think it, you got to call in. You got to write in. You got to get it in here so we can put it on the air. Because though it sounds strange, it does seem to be happening.
It's wild when you hear stuff that it's you believe it and then you don't believe it until you see all the proof and you hear all these expert opinions on it and it becomes kind of real. It makes you question a lot of things that you know, but it's wild.
And the bottom line here, is it a lesson for us to learn? Because we ain't too bright. I mean, to humans, as bright as they can be, getting along with one another, we're the stupidest people on the planet. Getting along with one another. Is that the message we were put here maybe to learn how to? And they give you clues. So they build the pyramid. Oh yes, it was Mr. Crane came and built the pyramid. Can't even lift the stone. It takes 20,000 people. There's not enough rock.
Inaki. So you think some of that information is going to come out as well?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I think in the next couple years, and Russ was telling me in the next 5-10 years, I mean, it's going to be known. It's going to be the biggest news that planet Earth has, you know, and why not be prepared for it?
That's true.
Why not learn the history of it that has been under wraps until now, until all these specialists are coming out and able to write their books from, you know, classified information that's now been declassified.
That's right. It's going to be declassified in 2024, and then they're going to open up because every year, so 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s is going to go up, and I think the next set after this one will be the 70s. And
Here's my concern, though. Do you think by us revealing what's going to be revealed, it's going to upset
Why?
the other? Why? Because maybe they wanted to stay quiet for a reason. I feel like don't poke and prod where you
We have
shouldn't.
to change those shoes.
Where you shouldn't poke and prod.
Well, you
like
know, one
maybe
of
the
the-
existence of silence, you know, anonymous. There's
one
a
of the-
reason.
One of the secrets is if you know something and they don't, or you assume that they don't, then it gives you the upper. It gives you the upper.
We don't have the upper hand.
Well, let me ask you a real stupid question. I was told that to get through the Earth's atmosphere is almost impossible. Now think for a second before you react. A meteorite comes to the Earth every second of the day, and it melts in the atmosphere. Melts because the way the world is set up, for some unforeseeable reason, we have a shield, right? Until the ozone thing, but that's a different problem. So why is it that all of a sudden now we go through and we come through and we don't burn up? Where did that technology come? What do you think? Somebody woke up one day and says, oh, let me tell you how to come back from the atmosphere? No.
I mean, where did the iPhone technology come from? Where did we all of a sudden get these ideas?
Why is it that all of a sudden we seem to, there's a study that I found that the government has been spending trillions of dollars to be able to communicate without speaking?
Telepathy. You and I kind of do that all the time.
But think about it. All these things are coming forward. Why? Because the Jetsons are about to go to outer space.
2024.
So only the ones that go are going to be the surviving species. All of a sudden, NASA's talking about building a condominium like Aventura in Mars.
You should read Frank's book.
I
That's
wanna
all I
buy
can
one.
tell you.
Well, Frank is another one. He's another one.
You should read Frank's book because
I think Frank should be here. I think
Frank's
he's one of
gotta
those
meet
guys.
Russ.
So we have all of this stuff happening, and we've been sleeping among all this stuff. I mean, think about it. The pyramids. You got South America, when the lands, I guess, were together, and you have all these spots all over the world. They have the 8 wonders of the world. Where do you think that came from? What do you think it means?
Are there experts that you're going to be bringing on the show with this
Absolutely.
information?
Russell has Rolodex of experts that we're going to be going through. There's books that you can go through. There's encyclopedias. There's people who have done these specific studies on ancient civilizations that show us where they can truly be rooted in. And we're absolutely going to be bringing experts on, experts who have podcasts, experts who have been doing, worked in the government, have been studying this for 40, 50 years of their lives. And they'll be able to hopefully answer a lot of questions.
Are they going to open up Area 51, Russ? I'm going to tell you something. There was a guy on another show in here who was a colonel in Area 51. And he looked around, he says, I'm not supposed to say that. He's my witness. He was here. G-Man was here. The man has disappeared.
He was here?
And he talked about something he shouldn't have said. He says, I'm probably going to get in a lot of trouble for saying this. And nobody seems to be able to find this guy. Because I asked him to come on our show the next day. Gone.
Maybe you shouldn't have said it, what he said.
Well,
So
and
don't
I'm not
say
going to
anything.
repeat it because I want to be here. But all I'm saying is, Area 51 is a hot area, and there's a lot of stuff down there that's being hidden away from the public for whatever reason. I don't know what the reason is, but it's been years. And he
It'll be
was there.
interesting. It'll be interesting to find out why things have been hidden from us.
Absolutely.
What's been hidden. But the why, to me, is really even more intriguing.
Well, I think that they've invaded the White House. Republicans and Democrats don't seem to get along. I think every alien in the world is now there. Have you seen some of the stuff
Well,
going
are they
on in
really
there?
called aliens, or is there a better term?
I'd say
Anunnaki?
it's hard because that's one species, I believe. Is that the right word for it? Yeah. That's one species. There's a whole bunch. I think personally there might not be a word for it yet because alien just means from somewhere else. You know, we call people from other countries aliens. It just means from not
One minute.
where you're from.
We have to go to 5 and 6.
Extraterrestrial,
Well, I gotta tell you,
off Earth.
I was told that the reason they're called aliens is because you remember Go Home, that movie?
E.T.
Yeah? And they don't want you to be friends with these because they want to be able to study them and everything else. I was told that they're giving the fear factor so you stay away from these things. Again,
Our
all of
government
this
is
stuff
good
is
at the
going to be
fear
uncovered
factor.
in the show. You got to check it out.
We have a phone call.
Let's jump on the phone call because this gentleman we could not get the last time. We're going to get on him. Now, you have him
No,
on
this
the
is
screen?
Frank.
Frank who? Rufino?
Rufolo, yes.
Oh, my God. Frank, you up there, Frank? Frank, where are you, Frank?
They're going to be Frank over because I
Hello.
guess.
How are you?
Hi, Frank.
Hey,
Hey.
What
I
do
need
you
to talk
think?
to you about aliens.
Tell me, talk to me.
In my book, Xantha Terra, I speak about the alien civilization on Mars that came here.
Josh read it.
Josh read it. Frank, where did you get your
Josh read
info?
it.
What encyclopedia? Where did you get your info?
I got it off the cloud.
The cloud spoke to him.
When did you write the book, Frank?
Wow. Probably around 2012.
We have it in the back.
2012, and we're talking about it now. Huh?
We have the book in the back. And Josh read the book, The Civilization on Mars.
Josh read the book.
So they had to go to Mars?
No. They were already on Mars, but the disease was infecting people.
Like COVID, yes.
Like COVID, yeah.
He wrote this
Right.
in
And
2012.
then they sent a representative from Mars here 10 or 20,000 years ago to try to stop us from doing what they did, but they were too late.
We messed it up anyway.
We messed it up anyway.
We messed it up anyway.
Oh, baby. I got to tell you.
Can you imagine if they came and they actually said, do this, don't do that, and we didn't listen, and we did that, and we messed it up again?
I think that that's exactly
But
what's
I
happening.
have seen pictures from the Mars rover where they have found Egyptian-like statues in the mountains of Mars.
Wow. That's amazing.
And again, you know, all the signals are here, and we don't take advantage of the fact. It isn't until you put people into a panic or you get them upset that all of a sudden people want answers. I mean, look at the things that are going on all around the world. We got that alien, Mr. Soto from Long Island in the White House. That guy is definitely from another planet. Okay? But you got to look at some of the things that are going on. We don't learn. You got COVID. Do you think we learned? No.
Frank wrote about that too in his
He
first
did.
book.
He did. We had Trump being impeached. He wrote about that too. So he's back. I just don't get this, man. This is unbelievable.
Frank, what do you think the messages are going to be? From
who?
I don't want to call them aliens. I feel like there's a better name for them from a different species.
You mean from the Anunnaki?
Yeah, yes, there you go.
Oh, there you go.
You're right, G-Man.
They've given us the messages already. We just lost it.
They're fallen angels, he tells us. Interesting.
Yes,
Okay,
I seen in the news 2 days ago that they shot down an alien ship from over there in Russia
Yeah,
or
they shot
something
down
like that.
Right, supposedly shot down a spaceship in Russia.
Is there truth to that?
It's what Russia's saying, so.
Wait a minute. What was the news? They shot down a Russian?
I seen the news the other day.
Russia shot down a spaceship.
On the news, there was something that Russia shot down a alien spaceship or something like that.
And when did that happen?
2 days ago.
Well, the Russians are shooting
2 days
everything
ago.
down. God only knows what this was. So so what? They take pictures of it? Do we have pictures? Teddy, look it up. See what the Russians
I don't
are
think
up
there's
to.
any truth to that because the Russians are shooting at everything, but they're missing everything.
Frank, you think there's truth to this?
Oh, they're here.
They're here.
No,
We have to see what. It'll be interesting to see what the message is.
Anyway, you got to tune in. This is the stuff that happens. The last time that Russ Johnson put a show like this at WNN, it used to air at 6 o'clock. And people were still calling the radio station at midnight from California, from Hawaii, because these are the places that you allegedly are seeing things going on. I want to talk to Russ. Well, you got to call a little earlier. What do you mean I got to call a little earlier? I want to talk to him now.
Oh, my
And he was long gone. And the board operators and were complaining, saying, Freddie, you got to do something about these phone calls come in. This is ridiculous. So call in, ask questions.
Frank,
even
we got to
comment.
bring you in on a Monday night
yeah,
as
Frank,
well.
on opening night, you got to come in and check this out.
He's got the information.
Let me know.
He's got the information. He scares me every time I meet this guy's another fear.
I know, Frank. We ask him the same question every week. When you see something in the news of something that you wrote 10 years ago, is it like it scratched my head, or do you think exactly what I was thinking? Finally, everyone's waking up.
Basically, I scratch my head and then I say, finally, everybody's waking up.
It's kind of like a twofold.
It's funny because the first thing Frank told us is people are going to have to wake up. And then who comes in after him? Lynn. And who comes in after him? Russ Johnson. And you got all these. I mean, I understand coincidences, okay? You know, I understand you could do shoot a basketball from, I don't know, wherever and get it in because that happens with luck. But this, back to back to back, and Sally and all these things, I don't know, man. It can't be that much coincidence in the world.
Well, I showed you what Frank sent me. I found a quarter today on the floor.
Frank sent it to you?
I guess it's inflation.
Why
Forget
don't you-
pennies and dimes.
Why
I'm now
don't you
finding
talk about the
quarters.
candle you turned out last night when you woke up this morning? It was on.
Oh, Frank, it happened again. I left last night. I turned off the Archangel Michael candle. I came in this morning and it was lit.
It's on.
We've had a candle in here in the back that was lit.
That's the Gabriel candle.
And
yeah.
nobody knows why. And I talked to Sarah last night. I said, Sarah, what is going on with your candles? Are they defective?
What did you say?
She says, no, you're defective.
She laughed. She said, it just means you've got visitors. And we do.
Oh, man, I tell you, it's very scary.
All right. Frank, thank you so much for giving us a call.
Thank you. Take care.
We'll see
All
you
right,
soon.
Frank. Well, there you go.
Bye-bye.
Folks do work.
Bye.
Call in, ask questions. You got restaurants in the house. You got Latin beat in the house. You got all sorts of stuff in the house. Now you're going to have me up all night worried about
The candles?
candles and Russia's shooting spaceships down. I mean, this is like the Jetsons on steroids.
All I can tell you
All I
is
want was a little plate of food.
it started on Monday with the candle in the doors. Russ walked in on Tuesday with Mike. Another longtime friend calls us today. That candle's lit. The doors have been
These
quiet.
doors open and close, so don't be afraid if you see that.
Food's ready.
Okay, so
All
we're
right.
going to take a commercial break so people can eat. We'll put a song bed in there as
Come
well.
back, have some lunch, and I'm hoping we're going to get Josh Fox on.
He called me.
So we're going to bring that over
Well,
after
one second.
commercial break. So stay tuned,
And we'll be right
back.
What do you call you, what?
In times of economic uncertainty and chaos, your money means nothing. You may not even be able to get it from your bank or ATM. What you can bank on is gold and silver. Gold and silver have been a reliable and trusted form of currency for thousands of years. Call the Gold Hotline now and learn how to protect your money and your assets with gold and silver. Protect your money from the next market crash with gold and silver. Call now for your free gold guide.
Born in Marseille, France, Max Lazega creates whimsical and free-flowing interpretive art. His 40 years in the construction industry created the foundation for his craft. His unique work displays his view of the future with bold and playful combinations of materials and processes, but the methodology remains consistent. He fuses recycled materials and discarded building supplies into a fresh, well-executed approach. Lazega has lived in Miami, Florida most of his life, where he pursues his lifelong passion of creating industrial art. For more information, contact Max Lazega at artworkstudios.org or 786-326-8873.
Meet Jay Harmon, one of the many artists held in the Brooklyn Cafe Gallery. Jay specializes in various different art styles, but his medium to work with is colored pencils. His unique style comes from being self-taught and years of practice. Jay pulls his inspiration from many outlets like people, television, celebrities, and many more. With multiple original pieces, Jay's art graces the gallery with over 40 plus works for viewing and for purchase. His many years of being an artist has given him a chance to partner with the Derwent brand, giving him the opportunity to try many different work styles and further his craft. Feel free to come down and visit the studio to view his work, or if you're interested in your own Jay Harmon original, he's open to commissions on his website, coloredpencilartist.com, or catch his show, The Colored Pencil Artist, on Amp Media Productions on YouTube and Facebook. See you soon.
What would you do if you had a broken bone? You'd go to the doctor and use your insurance, right? What would you do if you had a serious problem with drugs and alcohol? Most people do nothing until it's too late. Your insurance can help you get clean and sober with the assistance of a place like the Detox and Treatment Helpline. Many times treatment is fully covered, so why not use your insurance to treat your addiction problem just like you would if you had a broken bone? And with the Family Medical Leave Act, you're allowed by law to take off time from work, and your employer doesn't need to know the reason. So there are two good reasons. You've got insurance you can use for your addiction problem, and with the Family Medical Leave Act, it's completely confidential. Call us right now and save a life.
Call 855-350-4504. That's 855-350-4504. Call 855-350-4504 now.
Want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call, because the best prices are not online. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner. Call today and get the best price on your next flight, guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
Artist Rosie Sherman paints her passions to share with everyone. Expressing herself through bold and vibrant colors, her suggestion and style are always in flux. Inspired by travels, nature, romance, and the human spirit, Rosie makes sure her depiction of women are strong and proud. Her landscapes illustrate the changing seasons in the diverse world that we live in. To find her artwork in the multiple medias you can purchase, visit rosiesherman.pixels.com.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Shake me
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back.
I got to tell you, that lunch was delicious.
Did you guys eat? Why didn't you eat?
They didn't eat, but I got to eat.
You want to eat?
That lamb? Oh my gosh.
Head over.
That lamb, I'm not a big lamb
Somebody walk with Russ over there, get him some food.
person, but I don't
You
know
wanna
how,
eat?
Sylvia, you and Tito made that lamb, but oh my gosh.
Lamb takes away the sins of the world.
Absolutely delicious. You can't eat any of it, huh? You could have the lettuce, you could have a little bit.
No, I'll
You'll
cheat
pick-
in a little
you'll
while.
pick
But
around.
see, now that you tell the world.
Pick around
I
and do
can't-
it.
No, I'm not eating. I'm not eating, Doc. You know, not for nothing. If you ever want to rob a bank and get caught, take Dawn with you.
But I'm telling you, it's delicious. You should absolutely
What is wrong
have
with
some
you?
lunch. You gotta eat lunch.
Anyway, how is it? How's the food?
Amazing.
Karen, is it good? Tú eres Latina, is it good?
Delicioso. Like Dora.
All right, we're gonna try this again. We had a guest, Josh Fox, try to join us last week. We had a little issue with our phone lines and our connection, so hopefully we're gonna get Josh to connect over here again.
Can you guys hear me?
Bottom, I
All right,
hear
we hear
you.
you. Let's see if we can see
Let's
you.
see if we can bring him over on the video. I guess he called in instead of doing the video call, which that's okay as well.
I'm on video. I can see myself.
All right, can we bring him over? He says he sees him on video. Let's bring over his VMix. There he is.
There he is.
All right.
We caught you drinking, Josh. How you doing?
Yeah, just some magical water from the University of Michigan.
Oh, there you go. You should have been in the finals in the game. You know, I can't believe that TCU beat Michigan.
Oh, that was one of my worst days. Thanks for reminding me.
I'm sorry. My bookie reminds me every day. I'm still paying that back.
All right, Josh, tell us what Bottom Line Concepts does. Beth filled us in last week, and it's just an amazing opportunity for businesses to get some more money that's available through grants. So give us some information.
Yeah, I mean, we've had this business going for a long time. You know, we started this company in 2009 out of New York. And the name was just so perfect, right? Bottom Line. And I was shocked when we were able to trademark the name, because what business, I don't care if you're a small business, a medium business, or a large business, doesn't want to improve their profitability and doesn't want to improve their bottom line. And so we've been helping some of the largest companies in the world save and recover money. And when I thought of the idea 14 years ago, I wanted to set up a model where the company could feel comfortable giving it a shot and providing us with some information at absolutely no risk, so that we only get a fee if we're successful in recovering money for the client. And so we had this incredible business, especially if a lot of your listeners are in Florida, or most of your listeners are in Florida.
We have a large percentage, but no, we're all over the world, but we have a large percentage in Florida, yes.
Gotcha. So like we're working with the Miami Dolphins, the Miami Heat, the Tampa Bay Lightning, the New York Yankees, which some people call the Tampa Bay Yankees because they're in Florida, they're headquartered. Mar-a-Lago, Anthony's Coal-Fired Pizza, Raymond James, which is dominating, up in Tampa Bay. We have just this illustrious client list in the state of Florida, and it was going great. And then, of course, the pandemic hits, and we find this incredible gem, this jewel that we had never, heard about before, because it really didn't exist until about 18 months ago, which was the Employee Retention Credit, which is maybe the largest thing that the federal government has ever offered to the American people and to the American businesses. I mean, they are handing out hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars right now to businesses that were affected by COVID. I mean, and that's a hard number to say. People's like, $1 billion, I have a friend that's a billionaire. Like, people throw that $1 billion number out pretty easily. But when you're talking about hundreds of billions and hundreds of billions, because that's really what's going on right now, that the IRS, the federal government, is still offering money today. And people think the pandemic is over. People think it's behind you. From a perspective of recovering money, it's definitely not behind us. When President Trump was president, he created the CARES Act, which was a program to try to help businesses get out of the pandemic. They had the PPP, which was a loan. They had the EIDL, which was a loan. And they had this program, which was ERC, which is a tax refund. EIDL is over, PPP is over. This is the only program left from the original CARES Act where businesses can still recover money.
And
And
this,
it's
Josh, no
incredible.
one even knew about this one. This wasn't one. The EIDL, everyone knew. PPP, they ran out of money before people even applied for it. This one somehow skirted under the rug for a lot of people and didn't realize. Is it because you need to have had 5 employees, W-2, so it doesn't really apply to your solopreneurs or your individual business owners?
No, the main reason that people weren't discussing it was because the rules used to say that if you got PPP, you couldn't get ERC. So everyone got PPP. It seems like everyone in this country got their PPP money, and nobody talked about ERC because you couldn't do both. And then they waved their wand at Congress and they changed the laws, and now you're allowed to do both programs. And people were not aware. So it went from or to and. And so now you could do both programs. So all of a sudden, this new opportunity opened up. And the other major thing was that if you got a PPP loan, the government was very clear. If you call your bank, that's how you would get your PPP loan. So call Citibank, call Wells Fargo, call Bank of America, and it was a clear path on how to get your PPP loan. But once they changed the law and there was no ERC through your bank, there was mass confusion on how you would go about getting your ERC money if you weren't going to call your bank. So some people called their payroll company. Some payroll companies did it. Some payroll companies didn't do it. Some people called their CPA, but CPAs are about income taxes. They're not really traditionally about payroll taxes. Some people tried to do it themselves. Some people tried their CFO to, it was just mass confusion. And then here we are, bottom line, we've been in the business for 15 years doing tax recovery, and we just run with this thing. I mean, we've done $3.5 billion in the past 18 months, and we're on target to do $15 billion by the time this thing is over.
So, Josh, I got a question for you. There are some of us that got half the PPP and half did not appear because they ran out of money. Where does that fall in this category? You still can qualify for this money?
Yeah, this is not something that should be running out of money because it's backed by the government's ability to collect taxes. It's a tax refund. And the government's ability to tax the American public, is really unlimited because they can always raise and lower taxes, with a vote. So this wasn't a fixed fund of money like PPP was.
Okay. And then recently the government right now is struggling to stay afloat and pay their bills and this whole thing. Is that going to disrupt anything with this program?
I don't think so. I mean, it may slow things down a little bit, but the processing of the ERC that we've seen more recently, we were seeing clients that were waiting like 8 to 12 months to get their money. Right. And now we've had clients get the money in 2 to 3 months. So it really seems like the IRS has, staffed up and really wants to take care of this once and for all. And when you think about the holistic model of our economy, we should want as an economic society to get this money into the hands of small businesses because they then have to pay taxes on it. Their employees then get more money. The employees have to pay income taxes. The company has to pay payroll taxes. So there's an incredible flow of money that can occur here once these people can get their hands on the ERC money. So it's really a very good thing for the economy.
Can you give us the parameters for people to apply for this ERC? What do they need?
It's one of two things. Either your revenue went down during the pandemic, so you were affected negatively by your revenue, or you had a change in operations due to executive government orders. So for example, if you had a restaurant that went from dining inside to dining outside, that would be a change of operations. If you had a private school who the kids used to come to school to learn, and then they were forced to stay at home and learn on a Zoom, those kind of changes of operations based on industries are what would allow them to also qualify.
And they need to have 5 W-2 employees or more?
I mean, that's our minimum at bottom line. I mean,
Okay.
you could do this conceptually with 2 employees, but there's a huge caveat there. The owners and the family members of the owners do not count. So if you had a small business with 5 people, which was a husband, a wife, a grandmother, and 2 children, none of them are going to qualify because the owners don't qualify.
Okay.
How long ago does the employees have to be part of the business? Is it 3 years, 2 years, 1 year?
No, that doesn't come into play. So there were 6 quarters where the program was available. You had quarters 2, 3, and 4 of 2020, and you had quarters 1, 2, and 3 of 2021. So if you paid W-2 employees in those 6 quarters, that's how you would get a refund during that period of time.
Is it reflective on what the W-2 employees were making, or is it reflective on the gross of the business?
So in 2020, you get back 50% of the employee's salary up to a maximum of $5,000 per person for the year. And in 2021, the number skyrocketed to 70% of the employee's salary to a maximum of $7,000 per quarter. So it's a percentage of the employee's salaries back. The more they made, the more you get back.
That's interesting. So if you have 5, of course, it makes it that much
You have
more.
100, 200, 1,000.
But even if you have 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, it could be the difference of you keeping on for the rest of the year on the monies you're going to get back. You got to
Absolutely.
call, Rev, and you have to sort of get informed of the things that need to be done here.
This is an amazing opportunity and program you've put together.
So we're averaging, for those businesses that took PPP, because most businesses took PPP, about 10,000 a person. So if you have a 100-person company, you would be getting a check in the mail or multiple checks in the mail for $1 million. If you had 500 employees, you would get $5 million approximately for doing this.
That's a tremendous amount of income.
Don't we have like W-2 somewhere in the closet? I think we had W-2 somewhere in the closet.
That is an unbelievable
Wasn't Teddy a
opportunity.
W-2?
I know. You're reaching now. See, but it's the small businesses that don't really qualify for this.
But it's funny because you always meet people who, you ever notice that when it comes to tax time, nobody makes money? There isn't a business out there that makes money. Oh, I lost money because nobody wants to pay tax, right? But if you do things right and you have W-2s and your employees are on the books and you're doing it right, you're talking about $1 million coming back to you just for doing the right thing.
Maybe that's the incentive.
But let's go even deeper. Like when you think about the months that we live as a human, the amount of money that we pay to either the state or the city or to the government, the federal government, is incredible. Like people say, oh, I only pay 30% taxes, because I live in Florida, for example. But
That's a lot of money.
every time you buy a pack of gum, you pay taxes. Every time you fill up your car, you pay taxes. Every time you walk into your house, you pay taxes, property taxes. Like if you really were to look at what percentage of our income we spend to all of these different government agencies and taxes, it could be like 70%. And so for the one time where you have a unique opportunity where the government's going to give you some of your money back, if you don't take advantage of this, I feel like you've incredibly missed the boat. And that's the major thing, everybody. It's the education to the opportunity and understanding that this thing exists and then hiring a professional to help you do it correctly.
That's exactly what it is.
I gotta tell
Educating
you,
that there's an option.
You ever seen your cell phone bill or any bill like that? Your Comcast, you seen the Comcast bill? They got taxes. I think they make it up as they go along. This is the this tax and the that tax and the this tax. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. Sometimes the taxes can amount to as much as the damn bill itself.
Let me ask you another question, Josh. Is there a program for smaller businesses, those businesses that are self-employed or 1 or 2 employees, that really could use some funding and some help?
Not with this program. If you have a sole proprietor and you're the owner, you're not qualified.
And do you have any other programs that you offer besides this one?
Over the last 15 years, we've done lots of tax programs, but we've really gone almost all in with this one because it's so big. I mean, we're delivering $500 million a month to businesses.
Wow.
I mean, that's just insane. $500 million a month.
Well, you certainly found a niche. You certainly found a bottom line, which is amazing. And there's no charge. I'm going to get Bev a mic. Can you give Bev that mic, please?
There's no charge to the person applying for it.
That's correct. Which a lot. Yeah, there's no charge to the person who is, to the client who's applying. A lot of people that do the same thing that we do are charging. My chiropractor, in fact, had to pay $2,800 up front to get this process started, and we don't do that.
Isn't that amazing? You got a good program, and here comes somebody, some wise guy, and they charge you $2,800 for something that's free. I mean, this makes no sense, man.
Well, everyone's got to make some money. Everyone's got
Yeah,
their bottom
but
line.
not like that. Not, you know.
Well, they would probably give him that money back when they would get funded, but the point is this poor chiropractor had to put out close to $3,000.
Before he got the
Unfortunately, I
attention.
didn't get to her before because we don't charge anything. And we also have a very good in with, we have something that we can get into the IRS to look at how it's how it's progressing, which I don't know if a lot of companies do.
You can track it.
Well, then I'm going to ask you the obvious question because I know they're going to write in and ask. If you're not charging people for the information, how does your company make money in the process?
What she's saying is we're not charging to do the work up front.
Up front.
And what she's saying is that there are many firms that are asking for money when you start the project with them. Like, nice to meet you, give me your credit card, nice to meet you, cut me a check.
Right.
What our firm has done for 15 years is we wait till the end of the process. We wait until we're successful. It's like building a house and saying to the contractor, you don't have to pay me anything at this point, but I'll pay the bill once the house is complete. So ours is a contingency model where the client only pays us after the money is sitting in their bank account.
And how do they apply? How do they get information or start the process?
Well, they could email me, and I will take their information, short information, a few questions, to pre-qualify them, set up an appointment with all our CPAs in our Miami office. They will take another 15 or 20 minutes and make sure that they're qualified and all the dots are, and the T's are crossed, and then they will proceed from them. They will send them the paperwork. And then they will have to fill out the paperwork either by themselves or with their tax person, their CPA, and then we continue with the process. And it could take, 4 to 6 months sometimes sooner. But that's it. It's very simple. You can do it over there's no need to come in person to meet. This is all can be done on the phone.
And if somebody pays somebody to begin this process, and let's say that they have, they pay them half and they're going to pay them another half, can they back out of that deal and come and work with you and get this thing rectified, or should they stay the course with what they have currently going on? Because this thing sounds like a lot of people are going to add a lot of wrinkles to it, and we've known her a long time, and this is a trust factor here, right? So I trust her. So if you're going through this right now, give Bev a call and set it up, whatever you're going through, and let her walk you through this thing, no?
Absolutely.
I guess that's a question to Josh. If someone has started, so your question is if someone has started the process with another company and they wanted to switch to us, could they do that?
Could they do that?
That's up to Josh. Josh would have to answer.
It would really depend on where they were in the process. If they've already submitted the files to the IRS, we would not be able to interject at that point. But, if they hired someone and they really haven't gotten the work product, they haven't submitted anything, they got frustrated, maybe the company dropped the ball, we could definitely talk to them at that point. I just don't know what contract they would have signed. I don't know what the contract says. But what we find is that most companies just haven't done anything. They've had a conversation, they spoke to their CPA, they spoke to their lawyer, they spoke to their CFO, and they just got frozen. They went back to doing other things. That's how we are as humans, right? If we don't feel comfortable and confident in something, we just move on to the next thing.
Sure.
And so with all the law changes that we've seen, with all the different, we've changed presidents while the program was in place, we just see a lot of people that were frozen, that didn't do anything because they just weren't comfortable with who they were talking to. And we are not that. For 15 years, we've worked with the largest companies in the world, with the government, both the federal and state governments. And we've become the #1 ERC firm in the country doing this.
Wow.
This is a great opportunity for
Impressive.
so many businesses.
Impressive, absolutely.
Josh, thank you so much for joining us and filling us in on all the information. I appreciate your time.
Yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful day.
Thank you,
Thank
you
you,
as
Josh.
well.
Thanks.
And Bev, how do people reach you? Through your email?
Yeah, through my email, BEV, B as in boy, E as in Edward, V as in Victor, 333 at gmail.com. And one thing Josh didn't mention too, we have a small affiliate program, and we have baseball players and people who have retired in the industry and all kinds of sports industry, because Josh has some great connections that are also working this and helping people. We're all about helping people. Yes, we make some money on it, and we make some people are making quite a bit of money.
I wouldn't
But we
say
also-
small, Beverly. We're up to 35,000 people. I wouldn't call that small. but-
That's not small at all. He's filling stadiums is what he's doing.
We
That's
could
not small.
fill, the Miami Heat Arena twice with the affiliates that we're working
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, we have. I didn't know the exact numbers, but I know, and
That's
it's only been
tremendous.
less than a couple of years.
That's tremendous.
Amazing.
Get on board, as they say.
All right, for more information, contact Bev. Send her an email. And Josh, thank you so much for all of your help. 35,000 affiliates. Wow. Have a great day. Stay safe, everyone. We're going to take a commercial break, maybe get some more lunch if anyone wants it. See what else we've got going on for the rest of the midday show. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Welcome to AMP2 TV, the first and only internet production company that's truly plugged in. When you're looking for a full-service internet radio, TV production company, discover AMP2 TV. AMP2 TV is a full-service media company that can provide all streaming videos, video studios, radio studios, and television studios. Call us today at 866-224-5422. For no business is too small to grow to be accounted. It's time for your message to be seen. Let AMP2 TV help get you there.
Stephanie Jaffe is a world-renowned artist who creates one-of-a-kind pieces. Using a keen sense of color and composition, her vibrant collages and mosaics integrate eclectic elements such as vintage keepsakes and fine china with blown glass and fired clay to create whimsical arrangements. For more information about her work, come down to the Brooklyn Cafe TV studio or go to StephanieJaffeArt.com.
Welcome to Lost Harbor Spirits, a world where pirates inspire our spirits, treasures remain undiscovered, and flavors are infused with the essence of mysterious voyages. The distillery became one of the few women-owned craft spirits production sites in the U.S. From our award-winning spirits of vodka and rum to delicious gin, we're always coming up with some new and exciting flavors to keep your cocktails delicious and fresh. Contact Palm Beach Distillery at lostharborspirits.com to take a tour or purchase your favorite spirit at your local liquor store.
Has someone in your family lost a job recently and now you can't afford your mortgage payment? Or do you have a rental property and your tenants aren't paying you? We can come to the rescue and pay you cash for your home immediately. Yes, sell your home and get cash all over the phone without dealing with real estate agents or having to waste time showing your home to lukewarm buyers. You don't need to lose your house to foreclosure. If you have equity in your home, we'll buy your home and give you cash within days, all in a simple over-the-phone and virtual process. Call now before your situation gets worse. Sell a home you can't afford or just need anymore and get the cash you need today. Call this number now.
Call 855-348-5925. That's 855-348-5925. Again, 855-348-5925.
Tax audits, tax liens, wage garnishments.
Every day we hear stories like this about good folks who are simply struggling to pay their bills. Each of them are living a frightening IRS tax nightmare, and they are afraid it will destroy their lives.
I'm a divorced single mom, and my ex-husband left me and the kids with a lot of unpaid bills, including unpaid taxes. I was really starting to show my stress on my kids because the IRS had sent me a letter demanding a huge payment from me. I couldn't afford it. So then the IRS was threatening to garnish my wages. I'm already living paycheck to paycheck. That would have put me over the edge financially.
It truly seemed hopeless, but then a friend at work told her to call the tax relief line.
The people at the tax relief line They told me about something called Innocent Spouse Relief. They worked it out so that all of the taxes from my ex are not my problem. I don't know how that works, and I don't care. All I care about is that I don't owe the IRS a dime, and they are not going to take my paycheck.
Even if it seems hopeless, you should call the number on your screen right now. There is absolutely no cost for the call or the consultation. You are under no obligation. If you are worried that the IRS could garnish your wages, seize your assets, even take your home, call us right now. The Tax Relief Line is here to help you. Now you have a knowledgeable, professional team of tax experts that are ready to negotiate with the IRS and fight for you to save you money. The Tax Relief Line's professionals have successfully negotiated thousands of cases, reducing and sometimes even eliminating the tax debt for their clients. It's very easy to get started. Simply call the number on your screen right now. You don't have to live in fear anymore. The call and the consultation are free.
If you served in the Marine Corps, by now you know about the contaminated water problem at Camp Lejeune. If you were stationed or worked at Camp Lejeune from 1953 to 1987, you probably have a lot of questions. We have some answers. You could be entitled to compensation. Billions of dollars are being allocated to pay for damages to anyone stationed at Camp Lejeune during that time. Unfortunately, it appears that officials may have known the contaminated water problem existed and did little to protect their men. The Semper Fi code was not honored. If you or someone in your family has developed a serious illness, including various forms of cancer, call this Camp Lejeune legal support line right now. You can't turn back the clock and change what happened, but you can certainly call right now and learn your rights as a Marine. Here's the number.
Call 855-993-2180. That's 855-993-2180. Again, 855-993-2180.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Sitting on a park bench one day, you came down and sat next to me. You had my heart fluttering, baby, like a pair of butterfly wings. I seemed to talk for hours about everything we knew. And when you went away, baby, Lord, right then I knew that there's only one woman for me. You showed me things I'd never seen. Oh, baby, you drive me crazy. There's only one woman for me. It's been 2 years, baby. Oh, you're standing there. I see the love in your eyes, wind blowing through your hair. Oh, I can't believe it. Oh, the love we shared. And I knew in my heart, baby, none would ever compare. And there's only one woman for me. You showed me things I've never seen. You drive me crazy, and there's only one woman for me. We talked for hours, made love on the beach. You are my flew up to heaven, you see. Got your own pair of wings. Though it broke my heart, I remember everything you taught. There would never be another woman that could mend his heart. And there's only one woman for me. You show me things I've never seen. Whoa, baby, you drive me crazy. And there's only one woman for me. You show me things I've never seen. Whoa, baby, you drive me crazy. And there's only one woman for me. There's only one woman for me. There's only one woman for me. There's only one woman for me.
And that's our friend CCC, Triple C,
Triple C.
singing that song.
I think there's going to be a music video that's coming out for that song.
I
A
heard-
little
I heard in,
bird whispered in my ear this
I heard
morning
the negotiations to that.
that the filming begins this weekend. That's pretty exciting.
It's interesting how they're going to do that, but
I'm wondering why the scene footage that I heard about. I got to see how that all
I got
plays
it all
out.
located.
Do you?
Yeah. You know, you can never ask a Puerto Rican from the Bronx something like that. You know, you got to get this. By the time you get all that, the film will be finished.
I know. Well, you do things in a different way.
In a different way.
You do it in a different way. But lunch was absolutely amazing.
Out of this world.
Sylvia and Tito, thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
It has been our absolute pleasure. Everyone's coming back for more, I think.
We appreciate that.
This is it's scary.
I'm
delicious.
glad you enjoyed.
Scary delicious. Now I was talking to Tito and Sylvia. I want to bring in Cafe Nitrate.
Okay.
And we've been experimenting with that on Thursday nights. It's going to shift to Tuesday nights. We have singers that are signing up, sending out all sorts of people to come into studio. And I want to have something with the Latino beat, Latino food, something small like this, put it in the lobby so that you can then sell plates.
Good idea.
So people can eat and watch the show. I got to work out the kinks because I know you get crazy with the cleaning. You drive me nuts.
There's ways to figure it out.
So
There's
maybe
right ways to do things.
We're going to do the Jetson plate. You know what the Jetson plate is?
What?
It's a plate. It has a bag around it.
You just put your like inhale.
You put your
and
fail
just
in
suck
there
it
and
up.
just suck it up. Yeah. But the food is delicious. Unbelievable. I got to
Thank
tell
you.
you. It reminds
you.
me of when my mom, when she was alive, and she used to cook this way. The veal.
The lamb?
I mean, the lamb
I
is-
don't know how you did the lamb. Delicious. That's exactly what I said.
Everybody
I don't know how
tells
you
me
did
the
it.
same thing.
You guys have tried the rest. Now you tried the best. Thank you.
Where are you going to be this weekend, and what are some upcoming events?
We will be located at Sunrise Civic Center. It's on Pembroke Road in Sunrise between 5 p.m. and 9 p.m. tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, Friday night.
Which
Okay.
is Friday night, the 20th, correct?
Yeah.
Yes. Tomorrow night there'll be a live concert going on. It's very nice atmosphere, very friendly, lots of food, lots of good food, mainly good Puerto Rican food.
That's the key.
Now, when people go to the truck and they pick up the food, do you have like tables and stuff where they sit, or do they take it home, or how does that work?
Yes, we have standing tables, and they also have a lot of seating areas in the Civic Center when we do the concerts and stuff like that. Also, when we do like private events, we bring tables, chairs.
Oh, so you do private events?
Yes, yes, sir.
I didn't know that.
Private catering.
Yes, we do catering.
I didn't. Oh, they do catering. I thought they brought the truck, put it in the driveway.
Maybe they do that too. I don't know.
We
What
do
a prop
catering.
that
We
would
do
be.
catering.
Imagine doing a block party with the truck.
Now, don't say that to me, because
Your block parties are different, I know.
I just get a couple of cops and block off the street, and we're done with the whole thing. You just put food out there. But what an idea. You know, I had this idea. There was a friend of mine, when COVID was hitting, we wanted to put the show on a flatbed. So they would sing music. Yeah, and like a block party. So you have food truck, you have the block party, you have us doing the show and the music and all that, and you invited the whole block. That's a great idea. And everybody thought it was crazy. And then COVID hit, and you sort of put circles in the lawn, you know, where you stand or you dance. So people would stay away from one another.
We've all come a long way in 4 years, I gotta tell
My
you.
goodness gracious.
All right, so check out tomorrow at the Civic Center. Everything was great. Karen, what do you have in store for us coming up right after the show?
We'll be talking some more to Tito and his wife and getting to know them more on the Spanish side, and looking forward to another interview at 4:30.
You had a busy day here.
Carrie's debut.
You've had a busy day. All right, more to come. How can people contact you for food or for catering?
Our phone number is 786-344-5291 or 305-834-3012. Our email is n.y.gyro y la cocina latina
Did you
at
ever
gmail.com.
think you would be in the food business after playing music all your life?
Didn't expect it.
So it happens when you're with a good woman, right? She says,
Well-
this is what we're going to do.
Good woman, good cook. I mean, to be together 45 years, it's a blessing. I have a wonderful family, wonderful wife, and I've been lucky in life.
Sylvia, did you ever think you'd have a food truck? This would be your business?
No. Never thought of having a food truck.
It's like a dream come true. It's, you know, the American dream. It's the best when you get to live your passion and do what you love every day.
Yeah,
And
I love
there-
to cook. Yes.
We're doing an event on Saturday night up at Space of Mind. It's called Pub at the Hub. It's for the Space of Mind Community Classroom Project. You can get your tickets on Eventbrite or yourccp.org. And they're building this incredible kitchen, state-of-the-art kitchen for the community. For students to learn, for restaurants to come in and cook, with a production house inside, so there'll be cameras and audio and microphones to pick up everything, because in their mind, for these kids, food helps with mental awareness, mental health, and just coming together as a family and communicating over food. Everybody has to eat, and it's the coming together of the community, which makes me think of what you're doing, that Space of Mind is doing on Saturday.
The Space of Mind event on Saturday is probably the event of the year. It's tremendous. Tito, they're asking, what is the name of the truck? People are saying they're going to go to the event tomorrow night. What's the name of the truck?
The name of the truck is World's Best New York Gyro.
So World's Best New York Gyro is what's on the truck?
Yes, sir.
So look for that on the truck. Come over and talk to Tito and his wife. Let them know that you heard it on the cafe. Tito says, I threw him off because we're not a cafe.
I know.
But we're sort of a cafe.
We figured it out. We got
Well,
plates,
look, he
we got
brought food.
silverware.
Everybody was like a cafe.
And thank you to our crew for running around and doing everything they do. If your business is looking for some extra money and you've got 5 or more W-2 employees, this is what Bottom Line is working with. You can contact Beverly at bev333-333@gmail.com, and she'll get you all of that information. There is money out there to support businesses, and those of you that lost some income during the pandemic, you had employee retention that you kept on for keeping your employees, but your income dropped. This is to help refill your bucket. Churches, organizations, anyone
Churches,
that,
anything.
anything that had employees, sure.
You got the professional teams doing this, and you know what they do is they make money on top of their money. So it's got to be something legit and right?
Sometimes
Well,
people
the
just know.
professional teams. What we're talking about is these are retired football, baseball players that Josh has a lot. They're affiliates like I am, so they're out there in their community in Los Angeles helping their restaurant owners and the beauty shops and the spas.
Yeah,
you know, if
because
they qualify.
they're going to the teams they play for.
Right.
And that's a fortune. I got to tell you, Major League Baseball broke all records. You should see what's going on right now in the major leagues between the Dodgers, the Mets, the Red Sox, and the Yankees. All the money is being spent on players. Man, one player will make your quota for 10 years. One player who's W-2 or whatever the hell it is that they were.
Just, what do they say? Don't work harder, work smarter. So contact Bev for more information. You do not have to go through all the red tape. Bottom Line will go through all the red tape for you. Check out the food truck tomorrow night, and hopefully more in the future. We're going to have Tito and Sylvia joining us, but I think they're going to be here on the Latin Hustle, having Karen's first interview right here from the theater, which is pretty exciting.
Tito, they want to know if you sell T-shirts. What the hell?
T-shirts we don't have in stock. We got plenty of food.
For some reason, all the food truck people that we had before, remember they gave us all those T-shirts and stuff? So I guess people are asking. No, there's no T-shirts. Just go
I'm
eat.
only kidding. We do have T-shirts.
Tito, they also want to know if you'll play the conga if they buy food. Now that's interesting.
That'd be fun.
That'd be
If
fun.
I play congas, by what?
If you play the congas where they eating the food.
Sure, if they would like that, I'll bring the congas along. No problem.
We'll do a parranda
I love
right
playing
there.
congas.
We'll do a parranda right then and there. Can you
Right
imagine?
there on the spot.
See, this is a guy you taking a parranda to your house and they play.
Yeah, I might.
And then
I'll
she
even
don't
let
open
him
the
in.
door.
I'll even let him in.
She don't open the door.
It's kind of orange day. We kind of matched today, so it's all good.
It's all good.
Tune in tonight. We've got Editor's Desk with a fantastic guest. We've got Living Life Artfully with Gina Bella at 6 o'clock. At 6:30, we've got the All County Medical Television Network interviewing Dr. Galvin. And then at 7 o'clock, we've got Making Money with Laura Sanders. And at 7:30 tonight, we've got JC Dreesen. So wrap up the night
Oh,
with
JC's
some music.
tonight?
We got a lot of stuff
I am
going
so
tonight.
confused.
You and I have what's that, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more shows here to do tonight.
I'm confused. I didn't know JC
You
was
may
on
need a
tonight.
nap. Yeah.
JC. Well, we got a lot of spinners today. I forgot JC's on tonight.
JC is on tonight, so a lot of things happening.
Wow.
You can tune into all the shows tonight on Oldies Florida, VCMG Live on 4 local FM radio stations, AM 1470, and now an HD channel. So more areas to amplify the impact of your business. Let's wrap this up.
Wrap it up.
Have a great afternoon, everyone. Join us tonight starting at 5:30, and we'll see you in a little bit.
And like always, don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Broken Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.